Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this August TBR. Guys, it's been 2 months since I played Just Beat That TBR. And so that means that today we will get to pick new books to read for the next 2 months. And it's the first time that I can actually tell you guys that I finished the last TBR that I did. It was a small one, it was this plus an ebook, but I did it, guys. I did it, and I actually managed to read all of it in June. So the last time that we did this, I got the prompt to read an arc that hasn't been released yet, and I read He's to Die For. Really enjoyed that one. I think I gave it 4 stars. Then I got read a book with an illustrated cover, and I chose The Floating World by Axio, and again read it, enjoyed it. And then we were already on our final prompt, and for that we had to read a fantasy graphic novel that I picked based on a TBR game. I lost the TBR game, and so I had to read not 1 but 2 graphic novels. This one being the graphic novel with fantasy, and then this one because I lost the game. I read both of these, really enjoyed both of them. I think I gave both of them 4.5 stars. So yay, I did it. Now, does that mean that I actually took the time that I had in July and read some of the books from my pile of shame? I did not. So these stay on here, even though this is still one of my most anticipated books. I didn't get around to it. I'm sorry. I read a bunch of other things, and since I got to all of the books on my TBR, nothing gets added, so that's good. In my July TBR, I did pull 3 tarot cards, and I picked 3 correlating books to the prompts, and of those 3, I did manage to read 2. So the only book that I still need to read is the prequel companion novel to The Spell Shop, and I have plans to read it right in the beginning of August because I am reading it for a vlog that is gonna get pushed into August, and that book is basically one of the first ones that I want to read for that vlog. Instead of making it smaller and not being able to talk about all the books I wanted to talk about, I decided to just give myself a bit more time and roll it over into the next month. Okay, so let's get into the new round of Just Beat That TBR. I'm just gonna pop it up over here. If you don't know, this is my own TBR game that I always play bi-monthly in order to pick my read for the months. The way that it works is it's based on clue, but instead of finding out who did it and where and how, we are actually the culprit. So we are trying to not only get our murder weapon, but reach a final destination, the murder scene, in order to slay our TBR. So in the beginning, we have to pick 3 cards, 1 correlating to the genre, which is the who. Then we have the how, which is the murder weapon, which is a format. And then we have the final destination, we have the murder scene. And the rooms are just different ways that I could have acquired a book. The game ends when I reach the final destination, and I pick a book that is based on all 3 prompts. Now, if I can't find a book that works for all 3 prompts, like I did last time, I have to split it up and find different books for the different prompts. On the way to the murder scene, I pick up more prompts in order to figure out which books to read the month. It all makes sense once we get into the game, so let's just go ahead and start. Let's figure out what I'm gonna read for the next 2 months. Let's start with the who. Let's figure out who our culprit is. It's gonna be the sleuth, which means one of the 3 prompts for the last book that I'm gonna read is that it needs to be a thriller or a mystery. Now, let's figure out where we need to go first. So that's the how, the murder weapon, different formats we could use. I'm gonna go with this one, the blanket, which means that in the end it needs to be a graphic novel. I already know the last book is gonna be hard to choose. And last but not least, we need to figure out where the murder is going to take place. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. This one I'm not going to show you or myself. We're going to figure that one out once we reach the blanket. It's this one. I'm just going to put it over here. The rest goes over here. And of course, we have the other cards that show us the usual suspects, the Mr. Body cards, and the secret passages. Okay, so this is gonna be a very long game, I believe, because we have our sleuth and we need to get all the way to the blanket. There's no way to cut through any room to make it shorter. That's gonna be difficult. Okay, let's figure out where we're gonna go first. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be a map, so it could be a destination. A way that I acquired a book. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a genre. Since it's ARC August, I'm hoping that I will get the publisher so that I can read an ARC. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Shuffle, shuffle. I feel like this is a good one. Let's go with this one. This is going to be interesting because the living room, that means that I have to play a TBR game in order to figure out which book I'm going to read. First up, we got the living room, which means that I need to pick a TBR game and pick a prompt based on that, and then pick a book for the set prompt. I did just have this one last time around, but I'm not mad about it because it's always a lot of fun to play other people's TBR games. It actually works out perfectly because I want to take part in Draconathon, which is a readathon based on reading books about dragons, which, yes, please. I have a whole shelf of dragon books that I can pick from, so I decided to use this as my kind of TBR game. I'm gonna link the creators of the readathon down below, so go check them out. It's all based on numerology, and they kind of have a deck of cards correlating to the different numbers and the different dragons and what you kind of have to read for set numbers. And the way that I use this as a TBR game is that I went on the numerology site that they use, and on there you can use a certain date to figure out what number it correlates to. I put in my birthday and I got the number 6. And the card that correlates to the number 6 is the supporter, and it says read a book with found family, platonic love, or sibling dynamics, which I love. So I have to find a dragon book that also has the prompt found family, siblings. I looked on my shelves and it's actually pretty difficult because most of the time you don't really know if there is found family or not, and so I'm just hoping. I'm hoping at this point. The reason why I picked this book is also because I used to have an ARC for this, and I'm taking part not only in Draconathon, which I'm loosely doing. Like, if I can get to a dragon book, I will be taking part in the readathon. If not, then maybe next time around. But the readathon that I really want to take part in, that is a high priority, is Shark Attack, which is ARC August, a readathon all about reading the ARCs, the advanced reader copies that you get from publishers and from authors, and that you prioritize these. Hopefully the titles that haven't come out yet, but also the ones that you've been kind of neglecting, whose release date have come and gone, and so you kind of put them on the back burner and have kind of forgotten about them. And I have a lot of them, to be honest. Like the book that I'm holding in my hands right now, and that is The Sky on Fire by Jen Lyons. Yes, I have a finished copy, even though I did not read the ARC, but that will change hopefully soon. And this is about a girl, people are after her. I think they're dragon riders. So I have started this at one point. I read the chapter or something and I really enjoyed it, never got back into it. And I have been meaning to try something by Jen Lyons. I have her other series on my shelf as well. So let's start with this one and hopefully enjoy it. And since people are after her, and I think she does get captured, I do hope that the troop who got her are gonna be her found family. That is how these type of books usually go, right? Or else that there is like a family secret why they want her specifically, that makes it also like a family affair. If that doesn't work, I have another book that I could read, and I know it has found family because, again, I tried it and I had to put it down because I was taking too long to annotate because I liked it so much. And that is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I started tapping. This was one of the first books that I actually used like colored pens in order to annotate. We have a witch who rescues children who are left out in the woods for sacrifice, and she is the evil witch who takes them, but in reality she gives them new homes. When one day she decides to keep one of the girls, and we follow them as like a found family, raising her and everything that comes with it, and she has magic herself. It was really cute and I do want to get back into it. I've heard nothing but great things, so this would work perfectly for this prompt, but I didn't have an ARC for it. Next roll. Oh wow, big leaps here. So let's just go ahead and go here. This is the one that I want, and it's gonna be the third prompt. Setting at the coast or in the woods. I feel like that's a perfect prompt for August. Next up, we had the prompt setting, and it meant that the book had to take place at the coast or in the woods. First, I was excited because of the coast, because it's still supposed to be summer. It's not really. It's really very like fall-esque. But it's supposed to be still summer. And so I had hoped to get to another book set by a lake or something. I have a bunch of those. But the one that I decided on is something that I have to prioritize because there's a live show for it in the middle of the month. And that is Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. This has been on my TBR for a couple of months now. I think I got it in February, and ever since then I was like, I need to read this, and then I didn't. And so this is the time. This is about two boys, one who makes up stories about eldritch-like creatures and another boy who draws them. One day, the writer of the two, he goes to his friend's house and stumbles upon his friend actually fighting these creatures who seem to have come alive. And so they are trying to figure out how to deal with that situation. I heard nothing but great things. Everybody is raving about the ace representation in this one, so I'm really hoping to get to it soon. But I do want to take my time with it. Let's just get anywhere, please. A 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So it's either another secret passage or something about the cover by Being a Mr. Bodyguard, and I think I'm gonna go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, shuffle, 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 shuffle. It's gonna be this one. And we're gonna use prompt number 6. It's to read a book with an illustrated cover. I feel like I had that one already. Another prompt that we already had last time around, which is kind of like weird, especially since it's not only the same card, it's the same prompt. I mean, what are the odds? I don't want to do the math. You do the math. But that's just weird. But we got Mr. Bodyguard, and there is supposed to be an illustrated cover on the book that I'm reading. And again, it's gonna be an exception to the rule because I made this whole stink about the girl who drank the moon not being an arc, and so I can't pick it for the prompt. And here I go, putting a book on that I did not have an arc for, that I just own and want to get to. I make up the rules. There you go. And that is A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. Now, this is a TBR for August and September, so I could wait until September because it also has kind of like a fall vibe to it. There is like a hunt going on, and we have the main characters who both, I believe, aren't supposed to be there at the hunt, and they are both like teaming up in order to show everybody what they can do. I do believe that it is a love story as well, and I have recently read an Alison Saft book and I enjoyed it so much, and I do feel like the vibe could be the same from this one. So I have high expectations for this one, and I can't wait to get to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I get a 6, I can roll again. That is the hope. Okay, a 3. 1, 2, 3 would be another cover. 1, 2, 3 would be another theme. Could also go, no, I need to go this way. So none of these little side quests. I feel like the cover always gives me more choice. So 1, 2, 3. Got another Mr. Bodyguard. Let's go with this one. Prompt number 5. A length and POV. We need to choose, I say we, but I mean me. I need to choose a book with 1 POV. Next up, it was a Mr. Bodyguard about length or POV, and we rolled a 5, which means I need to pick a book that has 1 POV. And this is kind of random, and it's basically just because, one, I had an arc for it, and I tried it and had to put it down, never got back to it. I feel like there's a theme here today, as always. But also because I'm kind of obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters, like everybody else, and also just with Asian-inspired retellings and all the jazz. And so that is kind of why I decided to go with this book, and that is Ebony Gate by Julia V and Cannon Babel. This is set in San Francisco. It's supposed to have like supernatural elements. It has like a badass fighter as the main character, and I do believe it has only 1 POV. I think we only follow her as she goes about. I think there is also like a magical mystery happening, like a murder mystery, which I love in my fantasy. So we'll see. I will give it another try. Like I said, I had to put it down at some point and never picked it back up, but I have high hopes to go back and really enjoy this one. Let me quickly count if it makes more sense to go this way or this way. Okay, going this way is one less than this way, but we'll figure it out. I feel like the next roll is going to be important. 2. Wow, okay, it's not that important. We have another Mr. Body card, or we have a weapon card. So I think I'm going to go this just to get something different. So let's go there. Okay, let's figure out which one I'm gonna get. Yes, free choice, the wand. That means I can decide what kind of format I want to read a book in. Next up, the game was really nice to me and it gave me the wand, which means I have free choice concerning the format of what I want to read. And out of all the formats, I decided to go with the hardcover because this is again something that I really want to get to very soon, and that is Brittany Arena's A Dance of Lies. This is one of the most beautiful books I hauled recently, and I do not only have one arc for this, I actually have 2. Yes, that is possible, and I am that idiot. I do believe that the UK and the US publisher both put an arc out for it, and I didn't realize that I've asked for it on both sides, and I got it from both publishers, so I have 2 ebooks of this one. And I got a physical book because I couldn't resist. So this actually gives me a reason to prioritize this, just so that I can put a check mark next to 2 ebooks at once. So oh my god, I'm so dumb. This is about Vasily, and she was put into prison by the king himself. I do believe that she was framed, and now there's a possibility for her to go free, but only if she agrees to work for the king and go spy for him. There will be tension, there will be politics, which I love, and of course there will be more backstory on how she got there, who maybe framed her. So really glad that I got the wand, and that is my free choice, and this is what I choose. Still got a long way to go. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be another Mr. Body card. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be a usual suspect. That could be fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm gonna go this way, and I think I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. These are cards that have to do with the author, or again how I got a book, anything like that. And I'm gonna use the prompt number 2. Ooh, this is perfect for arc August. And the second prompt is to read an arc that is not yet released. Perfect. Let's get those arcs read. Are you kidding me? Another one that I already had last time. And again, the same, even like the same prompt on the card. With the blanket for the final prompt, there is like 4 cards that I had last time around. Like all cards from last time around I got again. And I don't have only a few cards, I have a lot of them, and I shuffled them. The gods really want me to read these prompts, which I'm not mad about because this is the one for the arc, and that just means that I have to pick an arc that has not been released yet, which is perfect. That's what we want to do. And so I'm gonna make it a bit easier on myself and pick a book that does come out in August, but late August. And it's something that I've been looking forward to, and that is R.F. Kuang's newest release, Catabasis. Hope that is the correct way to pronounce. I do believe so. That comes out on the 26th of August, and I've heard good things. This is about a professor who I guess died and went to hell, and their students are going into hell basically to get them back. I don't know anything else. I want to go in a bit more blind, and I just know that the vibes will be like dark academia, like with Babel. So we'll see, but I'm glad that I got an arc, and I do want to get to it before the release date. And I'm gonna up the ante, and I'm gonna say this only counts as a success if I do get to it before release date. So there you go, the future me. You're probably gonna hate me for it, but that's how I'm gonna count this. Okay, we're right here. Let's get into our home, and let's get as far as we can go into this direction. 6. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be a destination. So that would mean, again, any of these rooms, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, let's go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another room prompt. Let's just go, go, go. Ooh, again, we get a free choice. This time it's nature. Good thing is, anytime I choose a room card, I also know those are not the rooms that I need to get to in the end. So I already know that I will not need to go to the living room, which would have been a very short way in the end. But I also don't need to go to the nature, which would have been like a long way back. Okay, the game was nice again. And it gave us another free choice. This time around it was for nature. It was for basically how I acquired a book. And because it's August, I decided to go with the publishers and say that I need to read an arc. And the way that I'm going about it is, because we love gamifying everything in our lives, right? So I put together a little Wheel of Fortune with all my August and future arcs to pick from. So let's go ahead and figure out what we get. Da, da, da. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay. Okay, I'm not mad about this, even though I don't really remember much about the plot of this. It's called Song of the Hell Witch by Taylor Hartley. It is released September 9th, so I do have a bit of time before it comes out. And it says, rekindled romance spreads new wings in this atmospheric romantic fantasy where magic empowers women trapped inside an oppressive patriarchy. That is very me-coded, to be sure. This striking debut novel is perfect for fans of the feminist ideals in When Women Were Dragons, something that I have been meaning to read for a very long time, and the unique magic system in One Dark Window. I just read a Rachel Gillick book, not that one. I read that one, liked that one, loved her newest book. So if that's the kind of magic system we have here, I'm okay with it. So I'm not gonna read any further. Female rage and fantasy and a bit of a love story, I'm here for it. So not too bad, not too bad. I'm not mad about that. There you go. There's the blanket. That's where I need to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be fine. Yeah, let's just see where the dice take us. Not very far. I'll go this way because that's a free choice, and that means I can choose any of the stacks. I'll choose another room prompt, and I'm hoping that I don't get the buddy read prompt, because I don't think I have one for the next 2 months that I have in mind. So don't want the friends. Let's see what we get. This study, a TBR vet. Okay, sad that that isn't my destination tonight, but that's good to have a TBR vet. Next up, we got this study, and that means that we need to read a TBR vet. And again, I'm letting the wheel decide. This time around, I put all of my arcs on there. Don't judge me when you see this wheel. It has, I think, over 300 books on there. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. All of them are on there. I do believe I only took out the books that are like winter themed, like Christmas novels. I took those out. There are sequels on here, so if I get a sequel and I haven't read the first book yet, then I will read the first book. That is the rule. So let's figure out what I'm gonna read. Oh my god, it looks so bad. Okay, let's go. You can't tell any of the books, so I don't even know until the last second. Okay, it's slowing, and oh my god, that is a big book. That is a big book, but it means I get to finish a series. Yeah, let me get it. It's chunky. It is the last book in the Bone Shard Daughter series. I don't know what the series is called. Drowning Empire? Yeah, Drowning Empire Trilogy. The theme, like I said, is books that I've already started a long time ago, and I have gotten, it doesn't look like much, but I got 100 pages into it, which just tells you how big this book is. It's 600 pages, guys. 600. Oh my god. The game was not nice to me. But I have been meaning to get to it, and I do remember a lot of the first 2 books, so I don't need to reread them. So hopefully I can actually get into this one. The ARC that I got was actually for the audiobook, but I don't have that one anymore. So I have to figure out if I can get the audiobook for it somewhere else, or if I actually do have to read this just physically. But I am enjoying this one. This has such an interesting world building in it, and it has only gotten bigger and bigger with every book. In the first one, we have different POVs all over the map, and so as you can probably imagine, it all comes closer and closer together throughout the novels. And we have a magic system where the Emperor can use bone shards. The title says it all. He can use bone shards in order to have these constructs come to life and fight for him, and so nobody really has the power to go against him. But there is war brewing, and we have other people who have their own thing going on and who are kind of thrown into the whole mix, and it is so much fun. It has one of the cutest animal companions that you can imagine, and those have multiplied over the books, so I am so glad to be back. So let's see where we need to go next. 1, 2, 3, 4 would give us a roll again. 5, 6 would mean I could choose from all of these stacks like I just did. I can't reach the blanket yet. That is kind of sad, but let's figure out where we're going. Seriously? What the hell? That doesn't give me much choice. I'm going to go with Usual Suspects. Choosing this one, and we're going to go with Prompt number 2. It's BookTube. Okay, and the second prompt is to choose a book that I saw in a TBR video. Oof, let me check. Ooh, this is a fun new one. This one is the BookTube card, and we got TBR video, which means that I have to pick a book based on a TBR video. It was actually not that hard. I just went and looked at the first August TBRs that are out there, and there were a few that would work for books that I had in mind, but I decided to go with Cassidy's, and I'm gonna link her channel down below as well. And she is reading Bridget Kemmerer's Warrior Princess Assassin, and so am I. This is released in August, and it is her, I believe, adult debut. I loved her other work. I still need to continue that series as well. So hopefully reading this new book of hers will rekindle my love for her writing and let me go back and finish her other series. I do believe that the warrior, the princess, and the assassin are all characters that we follow. There might be a love triangle or maybe polyamorous. I do believe it does go more into the romantasy aspect of it than her other books, even though there was a lot of romance in there as well. But I do hope that she kind of sticks also with the imaginative, maybe retelling aspect, or maybe like an intriguing world building. I know that she can do it, so hopefully she sticks with that as well, next to the whole romance aspect of it. But I can't wait. Okay, next. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's hope for 6 or 3. 6 or 3. 6 or 3. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That just means I picked up the blanket. I don't need to pick another book because I landed square on the murder weapon, but I do get to find out where we need to go next. So remember, I picked this one in the beginning and put it aside. I know it's not the study, I know it's not the living room, I know it's not nature up here because I picked all of those from the stack for the way there. Whew. Not gonna lie, I'm hoping for the reading nook or the publishers, because that, or maybe the bedroom. The bedroom would be really good. Okay, let's figure this out. How long is this game gonna be? Ah, perfect. The reading nook is a book subscription box. I'm not subscribed anymore, but I do have a lot of those left. Scooch back in there. Boop, 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 boop. So that is actually not a bad outcome. I thought it would be worse. So I need to go back and get in here into the reading nook. Really? Okay, I'm just gonna go for the weapon. I feel like that is a very good choice. It can't be the wand with a free choice, and it can't be the blanket with the graphic novel because I already have those. Which one is it? Ah, the coffee hardcover. Next up, we got another murder weapon, and that was the coffee, which I could use right now, to be honest. And the coffee just means that I need to pick a hardcover. To be honest, I could use any of these three, or even the fourth that is coming out. My read-along hasn't even really started yet. If you've seen my July TBR, I did announce that I wanted to do a read-along for this, and of course I didn't find the time. Life got in the way, I had to work so much, and I couldn't fit in a good time to do reading sprints. That just means that you guys can join my read-along still if you haven't picked up these books yet. The first one is Dark Shores by Danielle L. Jensen. This is a YA fantasy romance set on the high seas, and we have an empire trying to conquer even more land overseas and using people to get what they want, basically. Enemies to lovers. In all of them, you always have a different couple in these books, and in the later books they all come together basically in order to fight the empire. I really love this series. It is my favorite Danielle L. Jensen series by far, and I can't wait to get back into it. The way that this read-along works is that we all read it at the same time during the live shows that are hopefully happening in August. So for the prompt hardcover, I'm just gonna put the first one, Dark Shores, on there just to be sure to get to it. A 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 would give us another Mr. Body card. Same over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 would give us a roll again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 would give us another theme. 1, 2, 3, 4 would I could choose. 2, 3, 4. This would be another genre. I think I'm gonna go with a theme. 1, 2, 3, 4. Secret passage. Anything to do with the inside of a book. A theme, a trope, anything like that. I'm gonna go with this card, and I'm gonna use prompt number 1. Let's figure this out. Ooh, magical creature. I need to choose a book with a demon, fae, or a shapeshifter. I feel like I have a couple of options with this one. Another new card and prompt, because I don't think we've had this one already, and that is a magical creature, and I need to read a book that has either a demon, fae, or shapeshifters in it. I decided to go with Evan Winter's The Rage of Dragons. This I don't have an arc for, but I do have one for the sequel. So will I get to not only this chunky bitch but also the sequel? Probably not, but I will get a start on this series. I do think that the third book is going to be out in 2026, so I do have a bit of time to get through these two. And this works for the prompt because it does have shapeshifters in it, and it also works for Dorkanathon. Like the title says, there are dragons in here. We have, I believe, people who can call down dragons, and we also have people with powers who shapeshift into more powerful beings during wartime. And that's all I know. There's war, there is shapeshifting. Works. Can I make it? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and up. I am safe. I will have reached the murder scene where we're gonna slay our TBR. Anything less and I still have to pick another book. And this TBR is already massive, so let's hope for 4 and above. No. I'm gonna go with the cover. Let's get another cover card. I'm gonna choose this one, and we're gonna go with prompt number 4. Okay. Ooh, this is a fun one. It's title, and prompt number 4 is color, which means there has to be a color in the title. Next up, we got another Mr. Body card, and this one was for the title, and we need to find a book that has a color in the title. And I decided to go with Jadefire Gold by June C.L. Tan. I do believe I have the arc for this, and I not only have one book, but I actually have a second copy as well, because it was in 2 book subscription boxes that I was subscribed to at the time, so I need to get to it. I've read Darker by 4 by this author recently because of my whole K-pop Demon Hunter obsession. Can highly recommend that one. Waiting for the sequel on that one, which is supposed to be released soon. Until then, I will read this one. I don't think it has as many similarities to K-pop Demon Hunters, but I will take what I can get. I do believe we have an heir to the throne whose family was murdered, and now he vows revenge. And I think we have another person who is supposed to help him reclaim his throne. So we have, again, court politics, revenge, like family drama. I love it. Okay, 3 and above. Come on, come on. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Made it to the reading nook. Yay. And that means for our last book, I need to find a graphic novel that is a thriller or a mystery and that I got in a subscription box. And I'm guessing that's not gonna happen. I feel like this is the worst combination I've ever gotten. It might be that I need to split all of them up. And that means 3 more books for my TBR. God help me. Ooh, and then we finally reached our murder scene, and let me tell you, if I do get to all of these books, we will truly have slayed our TBR. Not only our arcs, but our physical TBR as well. That would be amazing if I can get to all of these books in August and September. But we still have the last prompts to fulfill, and in the best of times, I would use all 3 of them to figure out 1 book that I need to read. I don't think that's possible. I don't have a thriller mystery that is also a graphic novel that I also got in a book subscription box. Mainly because book subscription boxes don't have graphic novels. So already I know that I will have to split them up. Now, do I have a graphic novel that is also a thriller mystery? I don't believe so. Do I have a thriller mystery that I got in a book subscription box? I think I got like 1 years ago, but I don't really want to read it. So I guess we split them 3 ways because 12 isn't enough books. I am putting 3 more on my TBR. So let's go ahead and figure this out. The first one that I got was this sleuth thriller mystery. To be honest, I'm not really sure which route I want to take because I have an arc for Very Dangerous Things by Lauren Munoz, and I really enjoyed her last YA mystery thriller, so I do think that this could work for me. But I also have an October arc that I could use for this, and that is Murder 2 Doors Down by Chuck Storla, which is more like a cozy crime. But since that's only coming out in October, I think I will push it back a bit. And then I could use this to read The Cage of Dark Hours, which I not only had an arc for, but I recently got a physical copy as well. Let me get it. So I could use it for this one as well, which is like a fantasy with a mystery aspect because they are looking for a serial killer on the loose. It has been a while since I read the first book, and I'm not sure if I can just jump into this one without rereading the first one. So I think I'm gonna go with the YA crime novel just to make it easier on myself. Very Dangerous Things. To be honest, I don't really know too much about this. It has school setting. I think someone dies. We'll go from there. And then the next thing that I have is The Blanket or Murder Weapon, because if you want to slay all these books and the weather stays this way and it's cold, then you need a blanket to make it cozy. And this one was hard as well because I don't actually fancy any of the graphic novels that I own right now. But then I remembered I had an arc for one, and that is called The Terrifying Tales of Vivian Vance by Josh Ulrich. The thing with graphic novels though, with arcs, is you only can get access over the app, and that runs out. That has like a deadline, and the deadline has come and gone for this one, but I did manage to get it on Libby. But then I also remembered that I really want to read The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefwater, which has been turned into a graphic novel, and its release date should be right now. So I pre-ordered it. It should come in the next week or so, so I could also read that for that. So I think I'm gonna put The Raven Boys on here because I will be just picking that one up when it comes. That I know that for sure. But I also will just keep my hold on Libby for my arc, just to make sure that I take the time, read it, and then have another book to review on NetGalley. And then we are on to the last prompt, the Reading Nook, a book subscription box. It has been a while since I've been subscribed to any. There was a time when I was obsessed. Now, not so much anymore, but I still have some books from that time on my shelves, and I really need to get to them at some point. And so this one that I chose has just been released in Germany. The translation is out now, so I decided to pick it up, and that is The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. I think this is her debut for adults, and I do believe that there is like a murder mystery in this as well, so I could have used it for both of these prompts. This is about lore. I do believe she has like death magic, and when she is caught, she is given a choice to either be put on trial because of it, or she can help the king or the guard or whatever it is by solving a murder mystery that is happening in the villages around them. So I could use this and ignore the YA thriller. We'll see how these next 2 months go. So this could actually work for 2 of the 3 prompts for the last room. And because this is already a massive TBR, and why not put another book on here, I also want to put my reread of The Raven Scholar on here. This is one of my favorite books of the year, and you may be wondering, why are you putting not only a huge book on your TBR, but a reread, and one that you've read like maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And that is because Leandra over on her Patreon, she has this as the next buddy read, and to be honest, I do remember what happens, but not in detail. I flew through this when I had the ARC, loved this, really want to get back into it and just really take my time with it, be happy to be back in this world. So this will just be nostalgic, even though it's only been a couple of months, and just fun. The audiobook was amazing as well. Highly recommend. Considering all of these are supposed to be arcs that I'm getting to, I have a lot of physical books, guys. I have a problem, man. But really, I am just thankful for every arc that I get, and at some point I do get around to them. Also, putting together the wheels of all the possible arcs that I could get to, I looked at all the synopses again, and they all sound so fun, and now I want to read all of them. So I might take some time to just really go way back into my veterans on my TBR list, because there were so many that I've never heard anybody talk about. So it might be interesting to actually go ahead and read those for a vlog and talk to you guys about it. Let me know if you would be interested in books that came out 2 to 5 years ago that nobody has talked about since, or that I have never heard anybody talk about. So let me know if you would watch a vlog like that, even though they're not the newest releases. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Okay, the next 2 months are booked. Solidly booked. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, there is the read along, but also so much more fun content coming. I'm in the middle of 2 vlogs, and as you can tell from the chaos behind me, I also have, I think, like an organization video coming your way sometime soon. There's also another readathon that I didn't even mention. Oh, duh. Get it together. It's a week-long one, and that is the Full Moon Readathon by Jen Agaton, and I'm gonna link her down below as well. It's a very like spooky themed readathon where you are trying to catch all the creatures, and I'm just gonna use another spinner wheel to figure out which prompts to read for, and I'm gonna choose books from my ARC backlog to figure out what to read for that. That is gonna be from the 13th to the 20th of August. Can't wait for that. Sounds good. If the weather stays this way, it's gonna be the perfect weather for it. Oh, and there's another one, the Relax and Readathon. Again, I'm gonna link the creator down below. It is just 1 day. It's a 24-hour readathon. I think it's supposed to be on the 16th. I do have to work until like midday on that day, but I might just start the 24 hours after that and then go into the Sunday. And like the name says, you're only supposed to relax and read, and there is like a board game that you can use in order to pick your relaxation prompts and also your reading prompts, and it's all very like very chill, very like low stakes. Love that. So we'll see what I can read during that time. We'll see how much I can actually read of this stack in August and what I will have to roll over into September. Hopefully a lot of these are going to be read, because a lot of these are high on my priority list. Let me know down in the comments what you're planning on reading this month, and if you're taking part in any readathon. And until the next time, I hope you have all the great reads. Bye!